Joining us on the phone line now, Max, is the head coach of the Celina Bobcats. It is Coach Bill Elliott. Coach Elliott, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So, you are a guy who has been at this job now for, this is your fourth season?
Well, it's my fourth season as head coach, but I've been here in Celina for 23 years.
Right. So you know the expectations around this program. And I'm interested in knowing if you view that as kind of a cross to bear, so to speak, or if you view that as more of an opportunity.
I think it's an opportunity. I would want to work in a place where there wasn't high expectations on our kids, on our coaches, on our whole school system. That's, to me, what you want for your kids. That's what you ought to expect. And to me, if you're in a place that doesn't have high expectations, then you're just kind of, you're just playing to play. I mean, I want the pressure on us so our kids understand what they're trying to do, and it just raises their level of work and competition up.
I want to take you back to, I guess it would be either week 3, when you guys took down Argyle, a squad that played in a title game last year. Did you view that at the time, or do you now, after the fact, view that as a real measuring stick for how you measure up?
Well, yeah, definitely. Going in, that's what all our preseason games are about, and we try to schedule some pretty stiff competition through those games, just to kind of see where we are. And that's what we talk to the kids about every week. That we're gonna, when you play good people, it reveals your weaknesses, and it's going to show the things that you've got to work on. And that's what we're viewing that game as. And it's kind of turned into a little bit of a rivalry game with the last few years. We've been playing them, and so there's a lot on it. For our kids, they know a lot of those boys over there, and so. You look for a lot of different things other than just a measure stick, but also as the competition between the two schools.
He's Celina head coach Bill Elliott, joining us on DCTF Live. Get involved in the conversation, #DCTF Live. Coach, the real star of your team has been the breakout performance from your quarterback, Connor Pingleton. Can you tell us a little bit about him and about what he brings to your team and how important he is to your squad?
Oh, he's a great young man. He's a Celina kid. His dad played football here. His family's from this area. So he's always been, big. Growing up, knowing the Celina tradition and knowing the expectations and seeing all the teams in front of him and the kids in front of him win and do the things that they did. So, he understood coming in, and so that helps a lot when it's one of your kids that really kind of buys into everything that you do. I've known him since he was a little tiny kid, basically his whole life, and so we knew what he could do and the potential that he had in him. And he's been a varsity player since a freshman for us. He played free safety for us as a freshman, backed up last year as a sophomore at quarterback, and played some free safety also. And so he's done a lot of things and been a part of the team. And he's just a valuable source for us on our offense. He's such a leader for us there. Great arm, has a great vision of the field. Understands the offense very well. And he's doing a great job right now as a leader, just with his character and the way that he's leading the kids. And it'd be tough to lose him.
It's rare to see a quarterback who's not a senior who takes care of the ball like he does. I mean, 4 interceptions on almost 220 pass attempts is remarkable. I imagine for a coach, it's kind of comforting to just toss him the ball and know that he's going to take care of it.
Yes, sir, definitely. Because that's one of the things you always want to stress is the turnovers, and our kids have done a great job in all areas this year with that. And he's done a great job. Coach Jones, our quarterback coach, has done a great job of working with him. And Coach Troy Davis, our offensive coordinator, just really doing drills with him and working with him on that, making it be a big mental thing for him and stressing that to him every week. And he's done a great job of protecting that and making sure where he's delivering the ball. And the other thing that's helped out is our core receivers. We've got 5 receivers that are just excellent. They might be the best in the state in 4A. I mean, they're great kids. They're all returning starters from last year, and so they've got a lot of experience. And they do a great job of getting open and then catching the ball when it's there.
Your defense, Celina's the state championship teams of past years have always been defense first. They've always had outstanding defenses. And this year you guys you didn't enter with a ton of experience, only 4 returning starters defensively. Did you know before the season that you would have the defense that you do right now?
Really going in, we really didn't. I mean, I'll be honest, some of the coaches and I talked about a lot, and that's one thing we were worried about going in, was just how our defense would be with the amount of kids that we lost last year. And Shane Gurst and Trent Lindblad, are starting linebacker and free safety. They've done a great job of stepping up and leading that defense. A lot of kids came through for us, and really grew up. Really worked hard through the off season, through the summer, and they've really just a lot of them have really made us surprise some things they've been able to do. So we've been very pleased with that. And that is the backbone to our team, is having that great defense. The old saying that offense wins games, but defense wins championships is very true, and that's something that we've always relied on here in Celina.
We're talking with Bill Elliott, the head coach of the Celina Bobcats here on DCTF Live. Coach, you're a guy who knows, being around this program for almost a quarter century. You've been, not to date you like that, but
thanks, man.
but you know what it takes to win in the playoffs. So what does it take to win in the playoffs? It's obviously different from regular season for you, and what do you preach to your kids once the playoffs roll around?
Well, we actually talked about that a little bit yesterday when we started practicing. This is the time you've been waiting for all year. We basically break our season into three phases: our preseason, our district, and then our, the playoff season. And our goal is, to improve all through preseason, get better, figure things out during district to get in the playoffs. If we get a chance to win district, then, try to get that district championship, but mainly get in the playoffs. And then we get in the playoffs, anything can happen, and how that road goes and injuries and things that go. But this is Celina's time, because of what we've done the last 22 years, being in the playoffs 22 years straight, being in the state game, I guess 9 times, winning it 7 times since I've been here. And, this is our time. This is the time that Celina rises up, our whole community rises up, and they do things different. You do things just a little bit extra special as coaches, as players, everything we do. And that's why I challenged our coaches with that over the weekend, challenged our players with that yesterday as we started practice, and that's what's expected. And they came through. Had a great workout yesterday, and I imagine they'll continue to do that every day.
We'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your blossoming young sophomore tight end. In Caleb Elliott, and
you're killing me.
and of course his brother Nathan, who is now out there for what is a resurgent North Carolina team. I know he hasn't seen the field yet, but I imagine that you would put a lot of the Tar Heels' success on number 4.
Yeah, that's it. He's having a blast out there in Carolina. He's living his dream, and Coach Fedora and Coach Chiswick, those guys out there doing a great job. And he's running scout team quarterback because he's redshirting, and he's learning so much every day. He's got to gain a lot of weight, he gained a lot of size already since he's been there in June, and he loves working with Coach Chiswick. He thinks Coach Chiswick is a stud, and he's learned so much from him from the defensive side. Running quarterback for him every day and working with him, and it's a blast for him, and it's a real special thing. It's always a special thing to coach your kids, and having Caleb, his younger brother, who's a sophomore, who's backup tight end for us, it just makes it special for us as a family to be able to share in this, because football's played such a huge part of my life ever since I was a kid, and playing in high school and college, and then coaching here in Celina. It's just a real special thing when you can share it with your family.
He's Bill Elliott. He is the head coach of the Celina Bobcats, joining us on DCTF Live. Coach, thanks so much for hopping on with us. Best of luck the rest of the way. Best of luck this weekend against Venus, and maybe we'll see you guys at NRG Stadium.
Yes, sir. It sounds great. Thank you very much.
There he goes. Bill Elliott, the head coach of the Celina Bobcats, joining us on DCTF Live. I had to ask him about Nathan, who was such a stud for Celina.
He was awesome
for so long, and one of the now he's out there coaching under Lee Fedora. Not Lee Fedora. Lee Fedora is Navasota's coach.
He hasn't crossed enemy lines over to Navasota. No.
Yeah. Larry Fedora is what I mean. But it's cool to see him. I'm always partial to kids, Texas kids staying in state.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, if he's going to go play out of state,
right,
it's nice to see him go play for a guy who's got his
Texas ties.
A guy from College Station.
Also, we didn't have time to ask him, but Bill Elliott, very high on my list if I was going to have the which Texas high school football coach would you want in a backroom brawl?
Yeah. No,
Bill Elliott is I think he's winning a lot of polls. Which one do you take in a fight between all the Texas high school football coaches?
Yeah.
He is a monster of a man.
There's a couple of other guys that would be interesting.
Yeah,
but he's
a Thunderdome match.
This is but no, Celina looks great, and they've got Venus this week where they'll be favored against Venus
for sure.
But past that, they're they're looking good. They'll take on Bushland or Monahans, which won't be easy, but then, you know, probably take on Anna in a regional semifinal, and then either a Crum team they've already beaten, Sweetwater could be in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the path is there. I think that
Definitely.
the teams that could beat them are teams like West Orange Stark, but they wouldn't see them until a title game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. I like them in that region. I really do.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be awesome to see them at state.
It would be. They travel.
Oh, yeah.
They show up.
Yeah.
Celina shows up.
Yeah.
So very good to hop on with him.